Reissdorf Kölsch.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got another bottle of Kölsch. Now, I've reviewed one of these before. It was made by Fru, who are probably the best known in Germany, brewers of Kölsch. Kölsch, of course, is unique to Cologne. And Heinrich Reissdorf is a brewer that's based in Cologne, and they brew Kölsch. Now, Kölsch has got EU protected status, which means that only Kölsch that's brewed within 50 kilometres of Cologne can be actually called Kölsch and be sold in the EU under the name Kölsch. Kölsch is becoming quite popular with craft brewers in the United States. How they're getting away with it, I don't know. Probably because they're not, under the jurisdiction of the EU. But in the UK, for the moment, until Britain leaves the EU, you won't get craft brewers brewing it with the name Kölsch. It'll probably be called something else. But that is unique to Cologne, and it's not a very popular style, from what I've been told. I've got a mate in Germany, and he's really not impressed with Kölsch. I've got some other Kölsch in the fridge as well. I've got some of the Gaffel stuff, and yeah, he's not impressed at all. Just in case you're wondering, let me just have a look on the side of the bottle. I just want to see what it's got. I'm wearing these fucking bins because the side of my head's tattooed, and the other bins really dig into my head, and it absolutely fucking kills. So for today, I'm wearing these. Yeah, see, there it is there. Look, I was trying to find it on the bottle. There it is. There's the EU protected status, and that's for Kölsch. Bavarian beer has got the same thing as well. So that's something that the EU do. Whether you agree with EU membership or not, if you're in the United Kingdom, that's up to you. There's going to be no politics on this channel. It ruins everything. So I'm not even going to fucking discuss it. There you go. So let's talk a little bit about Kölsch. I just want to tell you what it is, just in case you're not aware of what it is. Kölsch is top fermented. It conforms to the Reinheitsgebot, but the difference between this and lager obviously is because it's top fermented, but it's actually stored or conditioned in cold temperatures, just like lager. So it has got a sort of lager type flavour to it, or lager type appearance and aroma to it. The differences between the two, yeah, there is a slight difference, but if you gave that to your average lager drinker, I would doubt they could tell the difference. It really is one of them things where, you have to know you're drinking it to appreciate that you're drinking Kölsch, because most people would think it's just another style of lager. One of the giveaways is that it's poured into what Germans call a Stange, and that is, it roughly translated, it means a pole. And the reason it's called a pole is because it's a long, thin glass. Now, this is a Pilsner glass, and it's pretty similar to it. It's ribbed because it's, I imagine that's for when you're saying cheers, but that's the nearest I've got to a tall, thin glass, but that's what it's normally served in. And as I say, it's using top fermented yeast. It is warm fermented, and then it's conditioned like a lager. So there's your difference. So let's get this beer investigated. Right, get them fucking bins off because I'm sick of them wearing fucking sunglasses in the house. What a tosser. This is 4.8% and it's a 500ml bottle. There is the label. There is the top of the cap. And that really is all you need to know. It confirms to the Reinheitsgebot, so you use just water, malted barley or malt, hops, yeast, and of course water. That really is all I can say about it. So let's get it into a glass and let's see what's going on. Right, get the cap off. I do like that cap. I'll stick that in the collection now. What we got on the nose? Very malty. Nice biscuit and doughy malt aromas coming from that. It does smell really nice actually. Interesting. Let's get it into the glass. This is weird, pouring it into one of these. I'm not going to pour it all out obviously because this is a very small, it's actually a Pilsner glass and it is fucking filthy. Look at the state of that. Look at the bubbles clinging to the side of that. I must apologise for that. That is unfucking forgivable. A lot of carbonation. Head is dissipating. But as you can see from the colour, what I was talking about earlier. Lots of golden straw colours coming out of that. As I said, you'd be hard pushed to tell the difference between that and a lager by looking at it, certainly. Let me just top that up. Right. I think this is half a pint, so I've got half of it in there. That's what it is. Let's get it on the nose. It's more, a little bit more hop character coming through there now. More earthy, hoppy aromas. Smells half decent. Let's get it down the hatch. Zum Wohl, as they say in Germany. To me, that is just like a lager. I would wager you could put that up against another North German lager, and even your hardened, dedicated beer taster would probably have trouble distinguishing that from a lager. It's a little bit more spice on that. Now I imagine that's coming from the yeast, but the back end and the finish is just, it's all malt, nice malt as well. It's like a bready, biscuity type cracker, type malt, like a Jacob's cream cracker. Are we allowed to say cracker now in this politically correct era? Fuck it, I've just said it. Sue me, bitches. For all intents and purposes, that is the same as a lager. I know it's brewed differently, but I mean, if you look at that, I defy anybody to look at that and identify that as a Kölsch. It's, you know, it's just like a lager, and the same with the Fru stuff as well. That was the same. But it's really nice. It's full of flavour. I will give it that. It's coming across as a very flavoursome North German Pilsner, but of course it's not. It's a warm fermented beer with top fermented yeast, or made with top fermented yeast, and that does give it a hell of a lot of flavour, I will say that. But the flavours it gives it are lager flavours. And of course the reason the brewers in Cologne started brewing this was because they were competing with a lot of the Bavarian brewers, and they thought, well, do you know what, we're just going to do this differently. We're going to still conform to the Reinheitsgebot, which they had to, and they're just going to top ferment it and use top fermenting ale yeast. I think it's ale yeast they use for Kölsch. I'm not 100% sure, but it's top fermenting yeast anyway, and it does give it a really nice flavour, but it gives it a really nice lager flavour, and that's why they've done it. It's just to compete with the Bavarian lagers and the other lagers that were around at the time. Carbonation is a bit aggressive, but it's nice. It's still perfectly drinkable. I like it. That is really nice, I have to say. And as I said before, I defy anyone to say they don't like that, because it's a Kölsch. They prefer lager, because in my eyes this is, I know it's brewed differently, but it just tastes like a lager. It's very nice indeed. I do like that. It's just like a very flavoursome North German Pilsner. Good. Lots of biscuit malt, touch of spice, and a big malty finish on it that's bread, doughy and cracker like, if you know what I mean. Like a Jacob's cream cracker. Lovely stuff. Really good. So what's the verdict on this? Well, yeah, this is a good one. I like this. I would give this, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's really flavoursome. Carbonation, that's the only thing I'm going to knock the mark off for, because the carbonation is huge, but it's not obtrusive in my mind. When it comes to lagers with big carbonation, I can half forgive it, because that's what you're expecting, but it's nice. I do like this. So yeah, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. That is a real good beer, regardless of what it was on a warm day. Taking it out of the fridge and knocking these back, you know, for all intents and purposes, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was a good German lager. But it's not. Well, it is, but it's not. So there you go. 9 out of 10, definitely recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.